Guys ask us, what you guys doing here? I says, it's my house. He says, you have ID? I say, yes. I show him my ID. I think he have enough time to read my name. He just saw my picture and like sees a strange name, and he say, go ahead to the boat. And the table in the middle of the room, I have my note in it with my wife where she's staying, phone numbers. Only way in touch with her, other way I can't touch with her because the cell phone doesn't work. I ask him if I can get the note. He said, no, just go on the boat. And I tried to get it anyway, and he preparing to shoot. And I said, okay, this is not good. And I got to the boat, and I have other two guys there also. Say, all of you get on the boat. And it happened that Gambino, he's outside coming from somewhere. And as I get that, he asked, what's going on? He said, who are you? He said, I live here. He said, get in the boat. And I brought him with us. And
their guns are drawn?
Yes, they have, ready to shoot. They have all like military, like ready, like this guy's coming for like prepare for war. And brought us to St. Charles and Napoleon. Soon we got there, we have like every one of us been 5, 6 guys jumping him and tied him down. And I saw something like only thing you see it in the movies. Anyway,
that they jump on each one of you and tie you down.
Yes, ma'am. I mean, I don't know what happens in this guy's mind. I feel something not good. And after we brought us to the van, before that we were in the boat. I said, when you taking us? He said, we take you talk to our boss. When we got there and see this action. When we in the van waiting, I have one guy come behind the wheel, and I asked him, what's going on, what's wrong? He said, we from Indiana, we doing our job. So only thing he have to say. And I stay quiet almost like for 15 minutes, we sit and waiting. After that, he got the order to move. He brought us to the bus station there. And
the Greyhound station?
Yes, the Greyhound station. And we stay almost like an hour in the lobby there, and taking pictures and checking us and strip us naked, and done all that kind of, and have guys surround us like with the dog and sitting like security, very high security. I don't know how to describe it. Just very. We can't move. We have to stay in our leg open and have foot in place, our arm in the seat. You can't, have to any movement. And after we finish, brought us to where the bus line up have like been designed like Guantanamo Bay jails, like wire and like fence wires, and almost like I think 15, 20 foot high, and we have like gauges. Brought us ourselves with one of the gauge. First, remember exactly, first gauge next to the station, next to the engine for the train. We stay next to the engine for 3 days, running our ears. I think I becoming deaf after that, because imagine you'll be 3 days next to the engine run, because the engine generates electricity for the station.
Zeitoun, just to understand here, you had been looking for help to save your neighbors over these days that you were saving people. Now you were brought to the Greyhound station, and you say it was built like Guantanamo, which means they must have been spending time since the storm turning this bus station into a prison. You'd been traveling a lot in your canoe. Had you seen this happening?
No, because I never got this close to the bus station. What I saw over there have not just, spend some time. You have all kind of very high-tech equipment there. Have lifters, a crane, have a machine with big wheels to prepare to drive in the water. Very high-tech equipment there, and this can be used to rescue people. Better to build a jail. I surprised, and have also all kind of machineries. You can't imagine this there.
Why did they tell you you had been arrested, you had been detained, that you were stripped naked, that you were being imprisoned with the other men that you'd been traveling around with to help others? What was your crime, did they say?
And this is why I try to find out. Every time we ask someone and they start to throw a name in us, you guys Taliban, you Al-Qaeda, I mean, each one guys passing by give us, like, I don't know, he's like, he throw it like a joke or like a serious. We don't know what this, been telling us like that. And
they said you were Taliban and Al-Qaeda?
Yes, this is what they're accusing us for first. And this is why when first day in the bus station, there's people called, what you call it, the Homeland Security in us. And have two guys come there and interview us inside. And this guy like check his head and he left. He said, we don't have nothing with these people, just left. And that's why this guy think he can have like, when brought us from there, have a big fish. And I don't know what this guy is thinking. And also after 3 days, we've been transferred to Baton Rouge. Also, I have to, after like a week from being transferred to Baton Rouge, we have FBI or some high official guys, very, very, very intelligent people come to us and interview me and my friend. And he tell me like that, he said, look, we don't have nothing in you, we never have anything in you, just up to these people, what you gotta do. And he asked me what I can do to help you. And I request for him to call my wife that I'm okay. And he did, And the people in jail in Baton Rouge, anywhere in New Orleans too, nobody gave us chance to call or just to pass message to my wife to say, I'm here or I'm alive. Every time I ask somebody, please call my wife, he said, we can't do that. Let me make phone call, we can't let you do that. And it happened almost like 3 weeks. I never have a chance to call my wife, let her know where I am.
Kathy Zeitoun, talk about this time from September 6th, when you stopped hearing from your husband for these weeks. Where were you when the call stopped, and what happened to you and your kids afterwards?
At this time, we were in Arizona, Chandler, Arizona. I kept waiting for him to call. He didn't. Every time the phone would ring, I would rush to the phone hoping that it was him. It wasn't. By the next day, we didn't hear from him. Then we went to the Red Cross building, and then we put in a missing persons report. And also we put our name over at, I think they have a coliseum over there. We had to go there and file a missing persons report over there as well. And his brother at this point was calling, asking if I had heard from him because he could no longer get in touch with him as well. So then we had his brother and then the rest of his family calling because they couldn't get in touch with him as well, and everybody was worried about him at this point.
And so at what point did you start to give up hope, and what were you telling your children?
I think by the second week, I was really horribly nervous. And I would just tell my children when I saw that it was affecting them so horribly at this point, I would tell them, they would hear me speak with my sister, and it was affecting them, especially my youngest daughter. It affected her horribly. I mean, she stopped eating. She wasn't sleeping very well. Her hair was falling out when I would brush it. You would hear her talking to her cousins. She would say, we have so much water in our house and so much of the street, and we don't know where my dad is. So finally, when I saw that my emotions are playing on my children, then we just had to tell them, no, I heard from Daddy. Daddy's with a friend. He's going to be home soon. But maybe they believed it, maybe not. It didn't settle her nerves any. So it was a really bad time for all of us.
You were a well-known developer in New Orleans. How is it that no one knew you? From all the houses you'd built and rebuilt and rented, who were these people who were holding you?
All of them not from our town. I think most of them come from what's called Angola, what I heard. and other people, military people from Indiana. That's what he tell me.
Angola, meaning the prison in Angola, Louisiana.
Yeah, Angola prison. Yeah, that's what I heard. The people around the prison in New Orleans from Angola prison, and also the most military. The one picked me up from the guy. Tell me we from Indiana. That's what he said. We do from Indiana. We do our job. I don't think anybody from our city around.
Talk about the man, the old African-American missionary who was giving out Bibles at the Hunt prison, who finally you got to make the critical call to Kathy.
Believe it or not, anybody passed by me, I will try to just encourage him to make this phone call, not just him. I have everybody, includes the lady, she disturbs the medicine for the people with the prescription and also I have one lady security. I say, oh man, this lady maybe have softer heart from the guys. Let her try this. I try and say, no, I can't. I say, I don't want you to just call my wife and tell her I'm here, I'm live. That's it. You say, I can't do it. I'm talking about we in Baton Rouge, and I know I heard people making calls from there. Just for us, you say, the phone broken. Never let us, every time we call for phone, after 3 weeks, give us a chance to make phone call. And where I go to make the call, and because only number I have my wife's cell phone. I don't know where the number she's staying, the land phone. I don't know I have the number because I left it in the table in the house where I used to be. And he gave me one chance to make phone call, and we can't call cell phone. We have to be land phone. And come back with empty-handed. But
this man did make the call to Kathy.
No, this man, this man when he passed by, and this guy, giving religious advice and things, and I asked him if he can do this call for me. He said okay, and he writes the number. And I'm trying everybody. I give up. I keep trying, and he did. And days later, when the government official come and interview us, and he asked me if I need any help. Well, even I don't want him to take me out. I don't ask him to get me outside. I just go call my wife. If he want to take me out, I'm sure he can, because this is, one from high position officer. And all I ask him, just because I know if I get out, nothing to do. All I need is to my wife to know I'm safe.
Kathy, when you got that call, what did it mean to you, and how did you begin to track down your husband? You didn't know where he was.
No, I didn't know where he was at the time. When I got the phone call, it was a big relief. I didn't want to let the man off the telephone, to be honest. I tried to hold him as much as I can, ask him as many questions as I could. But in reality, I think we were only on the phone for like a few minutes. And he told me, don't worry, everything's going to work itself out, and most likely the charges are going to be dropped. But not too long after that, I think Homeland Security called me as well and told me, look, your husband is here. Don't worry, the charges are going to be dropped. We have no interest in him. We've never had any interest in him. And don't worry, everything's going to be fine soon. Just all the charges are going to be dropped. Don't worry, he's here. As soon as I found out where he was, I called the lawyer, Raleigh Allmeyer, and we started trying to track him down. It was really hard to track him down, even though we knew where he was, because they didn't have the names of the people in a computer. It was just on a piece of paper on the side of a desk or in a file. It wasn't, when I would call the prison and try to find out what kind of rights I would have, they'd say he's not our prisoner. So I guess because he wasn't their prisoner, FEMA was paying them to keep him there. He did not have the same rights as everybody else had. He didn't have the right to the phone call or medical or visitation or proper eating. So it's really sad that the system shut itself down so bad at this time in need.
And Kathy, your feelings today after having gone through this experience, from your husband being considered an American hero for so many to being called a terrorist and being imprisoned. that's 5 years ago, this is today. How